morning, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. And today, what we're going to discuss is emotion, fear, greed, financial literacy, education in that space as well. And then we're also going to talk about mindset, right? Developing a mindset to really bring all that together. And the book that I highly recommend, to start off with, to really learn about shifting your mindset in terms of how you look at money, understanding it, what you think you know already, and business as well. So that book pretty much, and I'll put it here somewhere. Robert Kiyosaki wrote that book a couple years back. I'm not entirely sure how many years back, but that book is, I want to say, you have to have it in a collection when you're looking to develop a different way of thinking, because what tends to happen is, we all go to school, we all are set through, we go through that institution, um, you know, go to school, get good grades so you can find a good job. And this book speaks directly to that. And so what I want to do with this video is I want to point some highlights literally just from the first lesson, and we'll do we'll continue as a series with these videos. But I'm just gonna pull the takeaways that I have from just lesson one, and what you can learn from lesson one, that can essentially just skyrocket your business, skyrocket the way you invest, the way you save, the way you earn, and the way you look at business and partnerships, and pretty much all of that combined. So lesson one is, and I took some notes. Lesson one is, the rich don't work for money. Now, first and foremost, I'll say that that is a complete mindset statement, right? Because if you understand what he's really saying versus what you think he's saying, you'll understand that it's not just getting all this money and being greedy and not giving back. It has nothing to do with that. In fact, it's probably quite opposite. So I'll give you some of the notes that I've taken away from that. So the first lesson is obviously, the rich don't work for money. And what I understand from that is understanding financial literacy. See, Robert mentions that many times, having money and being rich alone won't solve your problems, and then it's true. Of course, like, as you're going through the book, you'll understand, because he's painting a picture. He's talking about his story, and he's bringing you into how he was able to learn these lessons from his rich dad and his poor dad, right? So the first thing is, with financial literacy, is you have to understand how money works and how to put it to work so that it can work for you, right? So he explains, like I mentioned in his story, how his rich dad helped him understand that it's a mindset thing with money. The very first thing you have to do with wanting to understand money and getting educated on that is you have to develop a mindset regarding what you think about money, right? So in the story, if you haven't read the story, I'm not going to spoil it, but in the story, he talks about this entrepreneurial idea he and his friends had, or his friend Mike had, and that idea, showcased the entrepreneurial spirit in that there were no barriers, right? They had an idea and they wanted to make money, and his poor dad, kind of cut that idea. It was very short-lived because the idea was pretty much counterfeiting money, right? He was making money. And why I say that that was an entrepreneurial spirit is because he was creating an opportunity for himself, right? For him and his friend. He was creating an opportunity. He's seen how he can make money. And although the idea was bad or wrong in a sense, the intention to create something is where you need to start. It's what you need to have. You need to have the intention, the drive to want to create something where you can, essentially solve a problem. Because his problem was that they didn't have any money, right, to purchase baseball cards. So the problem was that they didn't have money to buy baseball cards. So they created an opportunity where they can make money, right? Make, in this sense, it was literally making money, counterfeit, to then go and buy baseball cards. So the entrepreneurial spirit is creating an opportunity, right, to solve a problem with a product or a service. Now that right there is showing you rich tendencies. And I don't mean rich by, be like money. That's not what I mean. What I mean is just being rich in ideas, having this drive to, want to create something. And they weren't working for money, they were making money. Like I said, although their idea was wrong, the intent was there. This is very similar to an entrepreneur or a businessman or a businesswoman. And as you scale, what you do is you provide opportunity to employ others so that in return your money can now work for you. And you see, the biggest thing is that most people never see the trap that they're in. And what I mean by the trap is the rat race, right? Getting a job so that they can earn some money, so that they can buy the goods and things that they want or feel like they need. And his rich dad then tells him, if you want to work for money, stay in school. But if you want to learn to have money work for you, I can teach you. Or for lack of better words, find a rich dad, right? So this is why it's important that, okay, you have to go to school. And, I'm not against going to school, going to university. In fact, I'm going through my MBA program. And I will tell you a real quick story about that. So as I'm going through my MBA program, I have this business experience. I've started businesses. I've earned money with my businesses. And, there's these individuals that are in the courses with me that have never started a business. And I'm not talking down on that. What I'm talking about is they essentially think in order for them to start a business, they need to have an MBA. I'm in this MBA course because I want to start my own business. I want to be an owner of this, or, I want to learn about how to start a business. And I'm like, with all respect, I tell them, this is not the place that you need to be at if you want to just start a business, because essentially I can help you out with that. Or, you can just Google, how to start a business. You can do a Google search. You can go on YouTube. There's so many different avenues that you can, research. You do your own research to find out how to start a business. You don't need to be in school for that. So I say all that to say that you have to acknowledge what it is that you want to do, because then, you're kind of just going through the motion of, okay, this is what I was always told. Like I said in the beginning, go to school, get good grades so you could then get a good job, right? You're literally entering the pattern of what Robert talks about, which is the fear and the greed pattern of, you have the fear of not having any money, being without money, not able to pay your bills. And then once you're motivated to get this money, or once you get the money, then you enter the greed part of the process, which is now that you have this money, now you're gonna go buy things that you essentially don't really necessarily need, and that's where the cycle begins, where you get up, you go to work, and you pay your bills, and that's essentially what it is. Get up, go to work, pay your bills. And what I want to do is I want to help you get out of that mindset of knowing that, hey, there is more opportunity for me out there. I don't have to necessarily have a job, to do that. I don't need to be employed, or I don't need to have an employer. Essentially, we all need to work. That's hands down. We all need to work. But you can look at it from different approaches. You can approach having a job from a different angle, and that's really what I want to stress and highlight in this video, is that you can make a living by being self-employed. You just have to find your the thing that you love. You have to find what it is that works for you. Some people will say it's your passion. Some will say find something that you're really good at, or some will say find a niche that you can essentially get in, and there's a lot of benefits in there. But what you have to ultimately understand is that when you're getting into business, the very first thing that you need to understand is that mindset plays a huge role in your development, in your business development, and whether or not you'll be successful. And so what you have to understand is that your mindset is going to dictate how far you'll go with your finances, and how far you'll go with your business. And understand that fear and desire are emotions that you have to take under control. So once again, this is all wrapped around the mindset umbrella. And life is going to push you around, right? In this chapter, Robert talks about 3 different kinds of people. The first person is the thinker. That is the rich person. That is the person that will implore money and have it work for them. Just because they learn about financial literacy, they know not to be emotional with money, and pretty much understand how the process works in terms of finding a product or providing a service that brings them opportunity to solve problems for others. The second type of person is a person that will push back against what life is trying to teach them, right? So essentially they're fighting against the lesson that life is trying to teach them. So therefore what will happen is they'll give up, or they'll look for something else, another approach, or another job, how he mentions in the book, right? That's the second type of person, the person that is fighting against the lessons and therefore never learns the lessons and keeps on repeating the mistakes over and over again and blames others. That's the big one. Blames others. And the third person is the person that doesn't push back, the person that settles, the person that essentially plays it safe in life. And so you have to decide who you want to be, who you're going to be, and understand that all of this is wrapped around your mindset. So before deciding whether or not you want to get into business, you have to understand that you have to have a shift in mindset, not only with your business, also with finances and your decision making, whether that be fear or greed or both, that drive you to earn income, right? So guys, I will touch on lesson 2. This is going to be a series of videos, and I hope this helped you out. If it did, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And if you feel like this information can help someone else out, please share it with them. And I'll be back for lesson 2. Take care, guys. Thanks for tuning in.